What we do here is go back.
This video might be the biggest and overall best video I've made in a while. This'll be a big one, but one I definitely need to make. In this video, I will be discussing and exposing the Roblox commentary YouTuber Tanookialex, who also runs the extremely popular Twitter account Roblox RTC with nearly 500,000 followers. Tanookialex is genuinely everything wrong with the Roblox community in one person. Basically I'm cat on an alt, so I got a lot to say on them, and call them out for. With that being said, let's get into it. I think this is a good place to start. You see, in the words of Tanookialex, Alex likes to twist the truth. Alex has constantly gotten stories and information just flat out wrong, and sometimes even completely made up, on both their main account and the Roblox RTC account. Alex does not fact check the validity of literally anything. Alex constantly abuses their platform of nearly 500,000 people, which has serious consequences on the people it affects from how irresponsibly Alex uses it. I think a good first example of this is the time that Roblox RTC posted a false missing person report. Essentially, the known troll, Lisa Gaming Roblox, said that another 14-year-old YouTuber was missing, with no proof. And Roblox RTC responded by not only spreading the story of the YouTuber being missing, but doxing the YouTuber and leaking their last name. So let me get this straight. Tanookialex and their team spread a false missing person report of a 14-year-old with their only source being a known troll, with no proof whatsoever. They blindly took the word of a Roblox troll and doxed the 14-year-old who was quote unquote missing to hundreds of thousands of people, who wasn't even missing. They were just on break. This is a perfect example of Tanookialex and their team not only doxing, which is disgusting itself, but blatantly spreading false information due to an inability to fact check whatsoever, and blindly trusting the word of a known troll. But it gets worse. This is only a more minor example. Tanookialex has also spread lies and false information on yours truly, me. Alex spread a lot of false claims on me, and some of it I won't address until later in the video, don't worry, but what I will address now is where Alex claimed that I harassed their autistic sister, where Alex claimed I harassed them, and where Alex claimed that I'm a doxer. So, Tanookialex was going around to multiple Discord servers and to big YouTubers and saying I quote unquote harassed and picked on their autistic sister. What is Alex's groundbreaking proof I harassed or picked on their sister? The fact that I left a single comment on their sister's YouTube channel saying fake news. Moron. Apparently leaving a single joke comment on a public YouTube video is now harassment in the super intelligent brain of Tanookialex. Alex also said I harassed them themselves because I sent Alex troll face messages before they blocked me and messaged them once on an alt to try to end drama. How stupid are you? Tell me you don't know what harassment is without saying you don't know what harassment is. If you're that sensitive to think leaving a single joke comment on a public YouTube video or sending a few harmless messages to someone is harassment, you have bigger issues going on. Tanookialex also claimed that I'm a doxer and claimed that I doxed someone. What is Alex's groundbreaking proof for this claim that I'm a doxer? An out of context screenshot of a Twitlanger where I specifically say I didn't dox anyone, and a screenshot of me sending a KFC address. Not only is this point blatantly false and extremely hypocritical, since like I showed in the last point, Alex and their team doxed a 14-year-old to hundreds of thousands of people for literally no reason, but as a result of this, right, I have been actively harassed and doxed by a certain group of people who associate with the person who Alex accused me of doxing, due to Alex using their platform extremely irresponsibly and offending and platforming them just to get back at me. And not Alex's definition of harassment either, actual harassment and even death threats. Good one, Alex. Appreciate it. If there's any doubts, what Alex said about me is false too. Alex even admitted to lying about me. It gets even worse though. Another example is how on Alex's Roblox RTC account, they spread claims that a Roblox UGC creator was racist because they made certain hairs on Roblox. I'm not even kidding. Actually brain dead. As a result of this, and the harassment the person got from Roblox RTC saying this about them, the person accused deleted their account and temporarily left the internet. These tweets are still up too. Alex never apologized or cleared them up whatsoever. For the final point here of Alex's lies and misinformation, because yes, it gets even worse, let's talk about the time they falsely accused another YouTuber, JojoCraft of being a child predator on Roblox RTC to hundreds of thousands of people. Basically, Jojo and his ex-girlfriend broke up, and as a result, his ex spread a lot of false and manipulative claims about Jojo, including the claim that Jojo is a child predator. The supposed proof of this was a screenshot of Jojo sending Roblox NSFW to a different girl, who was 14 years old. Well, if it wasn't obvious by now, Jojo was not a child predator, just weird. Jojo did not know the age of this girl when the NSFW was sent, and when he found out the age months later, he stopped. It took me a total of 2 seconds after seeing this story and the supposed evidence to realize it was false, but apparently that wasn't the case for Roblox RTC and Tanookialex, who spread these life-ruining false allegations as a fact, with no fact-checking whatsoever. Alex and their team didn't even do the bare minimum and reach out to Jojo to get his side first, before spreading life-ruining false allegations about him. Alex, please do us a favor and never cover allegations of this level ever again, as you and your team are clearly too immature and irresponsible to handle them. Alex also originally actively refused to clear up the false allegations too, in an attempt to save their own reputation, because Alex didn't want to look bad. Alex only apologized and cleared up that the allegations were false after myself and others publicly called them out for it and pressured them into it. It's funny too because Alex was mad I leaked these messages of them refusing to apologize to save their own skin and tried to get me to take them down due to how bad it made them look. Should show how fake Alex's apology was if Alex still wanted to actively hide the fact they did this. It's insane too because Alex claims that they're unbiased and neutral on the Roblox RTC account and on their main account both, well unless it's someone Alex personally dislikes. Yikes. Alex, you aren't unbiased or neutral, okay, or you wouldn't have made posts actively calling people predators, racists, and darkskers, etc. without getting their side at all, you complete and utter joke. Your account is the Roblox version of CNN or Fox News. The issue is Alex is someone who is well trusted and well respected in the community. Alex and their team have gotten important stories correct in the past, so whenever they say something, people tend to believe it or trust it. Alex uses this to their advantage and blatantly abuses their platform and uses it incredibly irresponsibly to spread false information without getting the other side at all, which has serious negative effects on people. This is only the tip of the iceberg. It gets a lot worse. We have a long way to go. I've already shown in the first section a lot of Alex's hypocrisies, but it gets worse, and there's a lot more. So another claim that Alex made against me is that I'm racist because I said the N-word within 2 years ago because someone begged me to say it in a context that had nothing to do with race or as an insult. Alex even admitted to digging for 10 minutes straight just to find this screenshot to make me look bad. This is something Alex hasn't only done to me, they've also tried to say other people are horrible racists for saying the N-word, regardless of context.
That we're going to talk about in this video that are unacceptable for a YouTuber his size and a children's influencer. Truth behind the lies has firstly said so many slurs and words that I can't even count anymore. In that screenshot, that was just a few of what he said.
Well, what's interesting is, Alex has said other slurs themselves, such as the dreaded R slur, when Alex is not neurodivergent at all. I'll let iDubbbz explain how brain dead and nonsensical this is.
It doesn't matter the context you say it in, it's still racist. Listen up, teachers of America. If you've ever read aloud Huckleberry Finn to your students, You've engaged in an act of racism. Whoa, Tana, you're gonna drop the F-bomb like that? Listen, Tana, it doesn't matter the context you use it in. It's still homophobic. Obviously, that's just a bit of hyperbole on my part, but I think it illustrates the point quite well that we are very stupid to hold the word nerd at this colossally high standard, whereas every other slur, that can be used in a comedic sense or an editorial sense, but not this one. Because that one has history. Well, guess what? All the other ones have history too. Zipperhead? Yeah. Asian people didn't get their heads ran over in World War II. They weren't thrown into internment camps. But you can't say that one because it's got sort of it's guttural. Either all of them are okay or none of them are okay.
Alex, if I and all these other people are racist, then you are ableist. No way around it. Another example of this hypocrisy is when Alex tried to gatekeep the news and say, sorry guys, you can't report on a big story because I personally don't like it or think you should. Then, Alex also says news is always free to report on. So which is it, Alex? Is news always free to report on regardless, or are some stories just off limits because you deem them as such? So, this just happened while I'm editing this, but Tanookialex went and retweeted this clip, which is basically making fun of and criticizing companies for setting their logos to rainbow for Pride Month and then changing them back to normal the second the month ends. So, isn't it interesting that Tanookialex did the exact same thing on the RTC account? They set the logo to rainbow for Pride the second the month started, and as soon as it ended, changed back. Pretty ironic. It gets even worse. So another claim that Tanookialex spread about me was that I'm a quote-unquote blackmailer, and that I supposedly blackmailed them. The context here is very petty, but essentially Alex was abusing their power to keep me unfairly banned from a Discord server they had staff in. So I told Alex that I would call them out for it if they didn't stop. It's the equivalent of saying, don't commit a murder or I will tell the police. So yeah, not only is this claim about me false, but what's very interesting is that Alex himself has blackmailed people in the past. Here is a tweet of Alex literally saying that if you criticize or make a subtweet on their friends, that Alex will make their life hell. Not only does this show Alex can't take criticism, which I'll get more into soon, but it's extremely hypocritical since they tried to expose me for quote-unquote blackmail. It gets worse. We aren't even at the biggest example of hypocrisy yet. Let's talk about Netherix for a minute, also known as Scrimzax and Natugska. I made a video a couple months back which I'd highly recommend everyone watch to get a lot more detail and information on the situation, but the gist is, Netherix is someone who was 18 and participated in a lot of disgusting and deplorable, and to my knowledge even illegal behavior, including being blatantly predatory. One such incident includes Nat asking a 12-year-old for explicit images, then saying in a message they thought the 12-year-old was 14, which they say was a quote-unquote joke, and in general Nat lied about and changed details of the story constantly to make themselves look better. Now what's interesting is, Tanookialex is someone who is a good friend of Nat, and Alex even actively promotes and supports Nat. So then, why is it that Alex is the same person who attacks other people such as Raxts, who was 17 talking explicitly to a 14-year-old for being quote-unquote kiddie diddlers? Alex has also called people such as Jojo Craft, who I previously mentioned, creepy, even after the child predator claims were debunked, for sending Roblox NSFW to a minor, when Netherix has done the same thing many times, except unlike Jojo, Netherix actually knew that the NSFW was being seen by minors. Alex is basically saying, hey, if I personally like you, or am friends with you, it's okay to be predatory. I'll even publicly support you, and promote you to my audience of children. But, if it's someone I dislike, then nah, you're horrible. You should delete your account, and shouldn't have a platform. For someone who, in their own words, channel is dedicated to calling people out and constantly criticizes people and discusses and shares their opinion on drama, you'd think they'd be able to take criticism themselves. When I made a video on Alex months back criticizing them, how did Alex choose to respond? By insulting me and also attempting to false report me to censor criticism and try to hide the video to protect their image, which is disgusting. What's also pretty interesting is under a week after Alex said these messages, my old channel got terminated. That's some very interesting timing. Make of that what you will. Just to clarify, I don't own or have access to the Pyndrex channel. I'm just a contracted content creator, which according to YouTube's TOS is okay. Blah blah blah. Something else Alex loves to do to deflect criticism is point out the fact that they donate to charity. See, I donated to charity. I'm such a good person, guys. Officer, it's okay that I killed that man. I'm a good person. I donated to charity, so it's okay. Please understand. Alex, it's great that you donate to charity, but you're not supposed to donate to charity just to use it to make yourself look like a good person for internet points. You're supposed to do it because it's a good thing to do, not to brag about it after, you idiot. No one is saying you're a bad person because you donate to charity. Congratulations, you won a point that literally no one made. People are actually saying that you're a bad person for the plethora of reasons I've explained in this video. Alex is so desperate to seem like a good person and put on this fake persona, it's insane. You aren't perfect, Alex, own it. Another example of Alex not being able to take criticism is from around a week ago. Essentially, on the Roblox RTC account, Alex and their team posted a story saying there's a new fake Roblox hacker. Understandably, no one cares about that, so people criticized Alex and their team for posting it. How did Alex choose to respond? By basically saying, I'm better than you, I can post whatever I want, I'm the biggest Roblox account, deal with it. First, Alex, no, you're not the biggest Roblox community account, that's actually Bloxy News, who I'd recommend you guys follow if you want actual news not ran by a complete imbecile. So calm your ego a bit there, Alex, Jesus. And second, even if you were the biggest Roblox community account, who cares? What does that have to do with the point being made against you? When Alex says stuff like this and tries to act better than people, Alex acts like they are above criticism, which, spoiler alert, you aren't. There's plenty that you can be criticized on, as I have shown throughout this video. Tame your ego. It's insane that Alex turned them being fairly criticized for their content into a time to brag about their numbers and success, which was completely unrelated to anything literally anyone said. And third, congratulations on winning another point that literally no one made. No one is holding a gun to your head and saying that you can only post what I want you to post. No one is forcing you to do anything. We are just saying we disagree with what you have been doing and that you should stop. You can take the criticism or leave it. That's such a stupid way to respond when you're criticized. Like, imagine robbing someone, then your justification being, I can do whatever I want. Yes, you can technically do whatever you want or post whatever you want, Alex, but just prepare for the consequences that come with it. Freedom of speech, not freedom of consequence. Alex literally sounds like a spoiled child who just got grounded by their parents. For the final point of Alex's inability to take criticism, and this is the worst offending example of this, is just how manipulative Alex is, and how Alex weaponizes their mental health as a defense to not be criticized. Alex loves to play the victim card. I mean, just look at these unhinged messages Alex has sent to me, and some of these tweets that Alex has made. How did I quote unquote ruin you or harass you? Oh no, someone dislikes me and sometimes ratios or criticizes me. My mental health is hurt and my life is ruined. Please feel bad for me. Alex acts like I killed their entire family. Alex, if me tamely criticizing you and sometimes ratioing you is quote unquote harassment and quote unquote ruined you, then what would you call what you did to Jojo, the guy you falsely accused of being a child predator to hundreds of thousands of people? I mean, Alex, if you want to mention your mental health, How do you think the mental health is of people like him, or the 14-year-old you doxed for no reason, or even me, someone who as a result of your actions, is being doxed and actually harassed on a daily basis, you complete idiot? Your actions have consequences, Alex, and if you're that sensitive to light criticism, you shouldn't be on the internet, and you especially shouldn't be making videos and tweets attacking and criticizing others yourself, if you can't handle it back. Alex just constantly mentions their mental health every single time that they're criticized, and uses it as an excuse to try to guilt trip and garner sympathy. It's extremely manipulative and disgusting. It's like Alex thinks their only option when they get backlash is to play the victim card, when you could easily just apologize and not make excuses for once to justify your actions. In the words of Tanookialex, mental health isn't an excuse for shitty behavior. Couldn't have said it better myself. Just to show unhinged Alex is even further, just recently, after Alex found out I'm making this video on them, Alex chose to make a thread saying I'm a loser, that our drama is abusive, basically said that they want me dead without directly saying it, and how hard it is for Alex, and that they can't do anything, which again is stupid and more playing victim. No one is making you do anything, or holding a gun to your head. You're not a hostage like you act like. Then immediately after making this thread, Alex makes another thread on how quote unquote sorry they are, and then after that, begs me in messages to make a video on them. Alex also said in my messages that it's not me, it's you, and said how supposedly insane they are becoming to try to further play victim and manipulate me. Alex, do you think we're dating? I'm a bit confused here. First saying our drama is abusive, then saying it's not me, it's you? Like what is this supposed to even mean, you complete moron? You're trying so hard. This may work on your fans and your other YouTuber buddies, but it won't work on me. It's like Alex didn't know which strategy to use. Should I be defensive and insult me? Should I play victim and use my mental health? Or should I act tough and use reverse psychology? I don't know. Why not do all three? Alex is so insanely manipulative and flat out stupid. Alex will do or say anything to get their way, going back to the spoiled child analogy. Quit making excuses, quit playing victim, and using your mental health to gain sympathy. Quit being manipulative, just own up to your actions and improve. No excuses, it's that simple. It really isn't that hard or complicated. I think this screenshot perfectly describes part of the issue with Tanookialex. It's not all Alex's fault, their friends and fans are also part of the problem. No one ever calls out Alex or criticizes them due to how much power and influence they have in the community. If anyone else did half of what Alex has done, that I've showed in this video, they would have been exposed and called out ages ago. I mean, how is Tanookialex that much different than their girlfriend, I'm Cat? Both are liars and manipulators, both are darkskers, both are false flaggers, bot jar massive idiots, etc. It's almost like they're the same person on an alt. No wonder they're dating. How can people in the RTC criticize and bash people like Cat, but give Alex a pass? I'm definitely taking a risk by making this video. I know this will anger a lot of people and big YouTubers within the community, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. I think I've said about all that I need to say regarding Alex. There's more I could have included, but I don't want to make this video even longer than it already is, and I think I've gotten my points across pretty well. In conclusion, Alex is a liar, manipulator, doxer, hypocrite, blackmailer, unable to take criticism, false flagger, and a lot more. Alex is in general someone who is not who they claim to be or try to portray themselves as. Alex constantly abuses their huge platform and should not have as much power in the community as they do. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's been bigger and different than most of my others, but it's one that needed to be made and one I've wanted to make for a while. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more if you enjoyed. Really appreciate it. It's free and easy and helps me out a lot, and you can always unsubscribe later. Trying to hit 1000 subscribers. Also make sure to go follow me on Twitter, trying to hit 2000 on there, as well as follow me on Instagram, and join my Discord server, all linked in the description below, and really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.
Ew. Honestly, y'all, this stuff tastes like feet. This Morbius G.
Dude, I'm sorry, but what is that? I can't even look at that. Like, look, I'm sorry, but this does not look like your profile picture, okay? 2 out of 10.